Hello and thanks for watching this Cloud9 ERP Solutions video and subscribing to our channels. In this video, we're going to show you how to locally install Acumatica on your PC. So a couple of prerequisites here. You do need a Windows PC, and you need to have the ability to install Internet Information Server. You also need to install SQL Express. So what is Internet Information Server and SQL Express? Well, Acumatica relies on Microsoft SQL for its database, and it relies on Internet Information Server to host all the web pages, to run the business application. So this is currently a PC. It has none of this stuff on it. The first thing I'm going to do is install SQL Express. So we'll go into a web browser, and we'll search for download SQL Express. We'll go into Microsoft's website. And we'll scroll down to the free specialized edition. If you're installing Acumatica for business purposes, you're going to want to use one of these other options. But we're going to download SQL Express here. And we'll run the binary that we just downloaded. And we're going to pick a basic installation. Accept the terms and conditions. And now that SQL Express is installed, you can see the screen here. You also can install SQL Server Studio, which is a tool for managing the SQL database, and that you can do here, or you can download it separately. Now, why would we do this? Why would we install Acumatica locally? So some of the reasons I may install Acumatica locally, for one, I might need it as a development environment. I might have Visual Studio installed. I might be creating Acumatica customizations. And having Acumatica locally allows me to bring up Acumatica's instance while performing a build of my customization and be able to set different breakpoints in the code to really make sure that I have a good quality build that I'm going to launch into an Acumatica instance. The other reason I might do it is just for assurance, just to have it locally in case you lose an internet connection. So now that SQL Express is installed, the next thing we need to do is install Internet Information Server. So if we click on the Start button and we search for features, we can turn Windows features on or off. We'll scroll down into Internet Information Services, right here. We'll expand it, and under the World Wide Web Services, under Application Development, we need to check these boxes. Now, whether or not all of these are required is something that I'm not 100% sure of. Going back 10 years ago, we were always told to check all these boxes, but there might be some that aren't needed. But I'm going to check all of them and click OK. And I'm going to let the Windows Update download what it needs to turn this feature on. Now that this is installed, we can click Close. And if you click on your Start button and look for Internet Information Services, they should be there. We can run it. And this is what this looks like. If we expand this, this is our computer name. Normally it's the server. Here's your application pools. Acumatica, we're going to have a dedicated one for that. It's not here yet. If we expand sites, you can see your default website. That's automatically installed. And these are all the settings for it. So once we install Acumatica, we're going to install it to our default website. Just a little background. If we go over here to the right, you can see bindings. Bindings are used for how you can access the site. So typically HTTP is port 80. However, for secure sites, you have an HTTPS, and that's port 443. And this is where you'd install your SSL certificate and select it here. Now, for the purposes of this, Acumatica will operate and do a lot of things just using HTTP over here. But there are some things that won't work. So what we're going to do is we're going to install an SSL certificate. Now, we don't have one specifically for our PC. There's no domain name for our PC. It's just localhost. But what we'll do is we'll create a self-signed certificate. So if we double-click over here, this is the list of SSL certificates you might have. We'll create a self-signed certificate. We'll give it a name. And we'll just leave this bucket as personal. Click OK. And then we'll go back to our default website. We'll check out our bindings. We'll add this HTTPS. There's no need to define the local IP address because there's only one. There's no need for a host name or any of these other settings, but we'll click here and we'll select Acumatica Local. Now that we have this, we can either go to our site using HTTP or HTTPS. Now, of course, there's nothing there yet. We're going to install Acumatica now. So let's click Close, and let's download Acumatica. So we'll open up a browser, and you can get Acumatica on the community website. So I'll go there, and I'll go to Product, and I'll download the latest version. Now we'll install. So we'll make our selections right here. Here's Install Acumatica ERP. That's what we're going to get, the configuration wizard. We can install the Device Hub. The Device Hub allows us to connect devices such as printers and scanners. And then we can also install the Report Designer. But you can do that yourself on another PC. If you're just looking for the Report Designer, you can uncheck this and just install a Report Designer. Now that Acumatica is installed, we'll click Finish, and Acumatica will automatically launch the ERP wizard. So even though Acumatica, again, just got installed, there's no website we can go to. Acumatica is not running. What we installed was the ERP wizard. So we have some options here. Perform application maintenance shows us a list of all of our instances that we've installed. We haven't installed any. If we go back, you can also jump right to deploy a new Acumatica instance. You have some options for performing maintenance here. And if you're a developer and you're just getting started, you could deploy a developer instance. So if I go here, I can click Create. And the first question that comes up is, where's our SQL Server? So the SQL Server is, of course, local. That's our local host. Now, typically, again, you're going to be /express. I'll show you how we designate that in a second. But if we just go in and click Connect, you can see right here when I hover or when I look at it, it's the name of the computer /SQL Express. And also, while we're in here, you have an option to use Windows Authentication or SQL Server Authentication. I always prefer to use SQL Server Authentication because I can control it. If the username changes, if the password changes, I really can't control what's going on there behind the scenes. So if we go back to SQL Server Management Studio and we right-click on the server, go to Properties, go over to Security, you need to change this to SQL Server and Windows Authentication mode. By default, it only does Windows. So we'll click on that, we'll click OK. And then we'll go to Security and we'll go to Logins. We'll go in, we'll give it a password, something that we know. We'll also go to Status because right now the login is disabled. So we'll click Enable, click OK. And then when we made our change, our authentication change, SQL is asking us to restart. So I'll click Restart here. And that essentially stops the service and restarts it. And if I go back, What I can do here is I can click /SQL Express. I can go over here and pick my username and password and click Next. So over here is where we can create a brand new database. That's what we're going to be doing, or connect to an existing one. Now, if you've had Acumatica give you a copy of your database, your SQL database, not a snapshot, but your SQL database, or your partner, the same, take it over a privately hosted SQL server, then you would take that database, bring it over here, go into SQL Management Studio, and mount that database over here. So you'd attach it, and then you would see it over here. But in this case, again, we're going to just create a new one. Acumatica has the ability to have multiple tenants in any instance. We're creating an instance now. But we only need one tenant for our purposes. But the other thing you could do in that instance is you could insert data. So this is the sales demo data. This is a couple of different exercises where Acumatica's training needs you to be at a certain point. But I'm going to select sales demo. And I'm going to click Next. Now, this is the connection we're going to use to connect to the database. It's asking you again. So we're going to click Use Existing Credentials. And I'll put in the password. Over here, this is the name of the instance, Acumatica ERP. So when you're going into this configuration wizard, this is the name you'll see along the other instances you may have installed. Also notice if we're just creating the self-service portal, we'd select that option. We would connect it to an existing ERP site database and use this option here. So typically you do this second once you've set up your existing system. And this is the local path. We'll leave that alone. And over here, we have the default website. So Acumatica's configuration wizard scanned IIS. It sees there's one default website. And we're going to create a virtual directory underneath it, meaning the URL is going to be HTTPS or HTTP : our local host, the name of the computer, the IP address, / Acumatica ERP. So that's what that means. We're going to leave these other options alone. Now, under application pool settings, we can use the existing app pool, but I always create a new one because I don't want different sites to use the same application pool. So for future purposes, I'll call this Acumatica ERP. I leave it the same as the site name, and I'll click Next. This will give you a confirmation of all the settings you've done, and we'll click Finish. So now Acumatica will go to work and install our instance. And now we can load the site. So if you recall, you go to our IIS and we refresh. If you recall earlier, I said that we would create a virtual directory, Acumatica ERP. I didn't do that. I ended up changing things around. So I ended up installing it to the direct default website. So that means that when I go to the site and I'm looking to punch in the URL, I need to say HTTP : localhost with nothing after it. Originally, we were talking about putting it as a virtual directory. I did change that because I had a problem with my local internet information server. Now, the first time you load it, it's going to take a few minutes for that application pool to load up into memory. And that generally takes time. If you know you use Acumatica in the morning, you know that it gets a little sleepy overnight, and it takes a while for the first person to start doing things. And now you can see we're in. The default credentials for a new database is admin and setup. And then it'll ask you to change your password the first time. Now, as a reminder, if we click up here, you'll notice, again, we're not using a secure site. Now, this is just local. It really doesn't matter. We're not passing this over the internet. However, some of the things that Acumatica, some of the features that Acumatica has do require you to reach out from a secure site. So having said that, if I try to just change this, you will get a warning because the web browser doesn't really recognize this, but it's no big deal. You can click Advanced and accept the risk and continue. And now you can see I'm running the site only securely. So that's it. That's how you install Acumatica on a local PC. If you have any questions about this or anything else Acumatica, feel free to reach out to us. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks again, and have a great day.